Welcome to Panda Bamboo Tech. All right, for this explainer, we're going to tackle a problem that I'm pretty sure every single one of us has faced.
You know the feeling, right? You're staring at your computer, absolutely convinced you saved that tiramisu recipe somewhere, but where? You start typing in the search bar, trying to remember the crazy specific file name you gave it. Was it tiramisu_v2_final, best tiramisu ever.docx? It's that universal moment of digital panic.
Yeah, if you're nodding along right now, trust me, you are not alone. This whole digital scavenger hunt thing, it's been a massive headache since, well, forever. But here's the thing. What if I told you that entire frustrating process is about to get a major upgrade?
So let's talk about the solution, a much smarter search. This big change is rolling out in Windows 11, and the secret sauce is Copilot. Microsoft is using AI to completely flip the script on how we find stuff on our own computers.
And this is the absolute game changer. Look at this. The old way, you had to remember some ridiculous file name like recipe_dessert_tiramisu_v3_final.docx. The new way, you just ask like you're talking to a person. Find the tiramisu recipe. We're literally moving from speaking the computer's language to the computer learning to speak ours. It's a huge shift from commands to just conversation.
Okay, so how on earth does this even work? It feels like magic, right? Well, it's not magic, but it is some seriously cool AI. It's all about something called semantic AI. Let's pull back the curtain and see what's going on.
The absolute core of this technology is something called natural language processing, or NLP for short. Think of it like this. NLP is what lets a computer actually understand human language, the way we speak and write. It's not just matching keywords, it's getting the meaning, the real intent behind what you're asking.
But here's what's so cool. NLP isn't working solo. It's got a whole toolkit of other AI friends helping out. You've got computer vision, which can literally see the photo of that tiramisu on your hard drive. Then there's OCR, optical character recognition, that can read the text inside a picture or a PDF of the recipe. And tying it all together is machine learning, which is constantly learning from you to get better and better at finding exactly what you need.
So let's walk through how this all plays out. Step 1. You just ask a normal question in Copilot. Step 2, the AI kicks in, using that whole toolkit to figure out what you really want. Step 3, and this is the big one, it doesn't just look at file names, it dives inside your files, reading the documents, looking at the pictures, and finally, step 4, bam, it shows you the most relevant results. It's so simple and intuitive, but wow, is it powerful.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about finding files faster. This is a peek into a much bigger picture, right? We're talking about your PC evolving from just a tool into a smart hub, the brain of your entire digital life, and even your smart home.
The tech driving this big shift has a name, agentic AI, and it's basically the next level up. We're used to AI that just reacts to our commands, right? Well, agentic AI is different. It can perceive what's going on, it can reason, it can plan, and it can act on its own to help you reach a goal. It's less of a tool and more of a partner.
And building something like this, it's way more than just writing a bunch of code. Just look at this diagram. You can see how complex it is. It's not just about the tech. Notice how it starts with an ethical by design foundation. They're thinking about things like reducing bias from the very beginning. This shows us that creating a real AI partner isn't just a programming problem. It's about building a system we can actually trust.
All right, but it can't all be sunshine and roses, right? Of course not. With all this power and intelligence comes the catch. We've got to talk about the real-world trade-offs here. Things like performance, privacy, and how much control we actually have.
Let's get real for a sec. First up, performance. People are reporting that Copilot can eat up 600 to 800 megs of RAM just sitting there. If you've got an older machine, you're going to feel that. Then there's privacy. A lot of this AI magic happens in the cloud, which means your data is being sent off your machine. And that brings up some big questions. And finally, control. Some users have found that Copilot just turns itself back on after they've disabled it. Kind of makes you wonder who's really in charge, you know?
So you might be thinking, with all those issues, why bother? Well, the answer is this one big number, 70%. Studies are showing that 70% of people who use AI tools like Copilot feel more productive. That is a massive number. And when you see a benefit that huge, you can understand why there's such a big push to iron out all those wrinkles.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's that we are entering a whole new era. The future is really a conversation with your computer. We're moving away from having to be computer scientists, with perfect commands and syntax, and we're moving toward just talking.
And this is really the bottom line. Think about it. The line between your operating system, your apps, and your AI assistant, that line is getting blurrier and blurrier every single day. Soon, it's all just going to be one seamless, smart experience that you talk to.
And that leaves us with a really big kind of philosophical question to chew on. For pretty much our entire lives, so much of our brain power on a computer has been wasted on just finding stuff. So what happens when that's no longer a problem? If finding information becomes totally effortless, what will we do with all that freed up mental space? What are the bigger, more creative things we're going to think about instead?
There's no doubt about it, a new era of computing is here. Thanks for watching, and hey, if you like this, like and subscribe for more.